Hey guys, real quick, I just want to apologize before the video starts about not having any footage to go along with the video. I plan on having a bunch of gameplay footage to kind of show what I was talking about as I went along, but I didn't realize this until today, but Atlas actually has a really strict policy about showing gameplay of Persona 5 past a certain point in the game, and I'm definitely past that point. So I'll just have some pictures to go along with what I'm saying, and I'll try to make do with what we got, and I think it'll still be fine for you guys. With that being said, let's get into the video. What's up guys, it's Unbreakable Patches. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing Persona 5 basically non-stop since I've gotten it, every chance that I get, and I've been having a blast doing it. However, there's a lot of intricate mechanics in this game, and it's one of the reasons why I enjoy the Shin Megami Tensei series so much, but it can definitely be kind of daunting to take in all at once if you're new to the series, or even if you're just a returning player after a long break. And Persona Fusion is probably one of the most confusing things at first, but I'm going to try to explain some of the mechanics that are around it and try to help you guys create some of the strongest personas that you can. So basically, if you're not that far in the game yet, I'll try to explain it real quick. At a certain point in the game, you're going to gain the ability to negotiate with demons and convince them to join your team as a new persona. Once you get a multiple number of personas on your team, you can then choose to combine 2 or then later 3 personas at once, but that's a little different, and you'll create a new persona out of those 2. I'll go over the 2 persona fusion in this video because that's going to be the one that you're going to probably be using most of the time, and the 3 demon fusion is a little bit different, but a lot of the things are the same. So when doing the basic fusion, there are 2 things that are going to dictate which persona it's going to create. The first thing is going to be the persona's base level, which is the lowest possible level that you can get that particular persona at. So even if you let's say level the slime, which is base level 10, all the way up to level 40, and then you try to fuse him into something, the fusion would still consider him to be a level 10 in the fusion. There is still a benefit to leveling up your personas though before you fuse them, as in they're going to learn new and better abilities that you're going to be able to carry over into your next demon that you're fusing into. So the second determining factor of which persona you're going to create is going to be the 2 personas that you're fusing's Arcana. I don't know, I hope I'm saying that right. Arcana, I think. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm just going to call it Arcana. But the Arcana is basically like the class that the persona belongs to. For instance, Arson, your starting persona, is of the Fool Arcana. And let's say my other persona, the glorious Jack Frost, the longtime Shin Megami Tensei mascot. In this game, he's of the Magician Arcana. So when 2 different arcanas are mixed, they're always going to produce a persona of a particular arcana. Honestly, it's kind of hard to explain with words, so I found this chart here that'll help me explain it. As you can see in the chart, if your eyes are good enough to see it, if you mix a Fool Arcana with a Magician Arcana, you'll always get a persona with the Arcana of Death. Same goes with all the other results that you see here on the chart. If you guys are having trouble seeing the chart, just Google Persona 5 fusion chart and you should be able to find it easy enough. So the actual persona that you're going to get out of that particular arcana is going to be determined by the average of your 2 sacrificial personas base level. So not their leveled up level, but their base, the lowest level that they can be. And it's going to be the closest persona in that category to that base level. A lot of times, especially early on in the game, you'll fuse 2 lower level personas together and you'll get one that's a decent amount stronger, higher levels than those. And that's because there was no personas low enough or in that range to be selected. So the closest one to it was 3 or 4 levels higher than that. Honestly guys, I really hope this makes sense because it is kind of hard to explain. You can reference this chart whenever you need a persona of a specific arcana, which later in the game you might. As the higher level your bond with certain arcanas get, the stronger the personas you fuse of that arcana will be. So if you have a bond with a really strong bond with, let's say, the Chariot Arcana, you could look at this chart and see exactly how to make a Chariot Arcana and then make one of that kind. Now, all that info is good to know, but that's not entirely how you make a perfect persona per se. Now, the most important thing in my opinion is going to be the skills that the persona has. Early game, you're just going to want to focus on the best offensive and healing skills you can get, like multi-target skills are really great. But as soon as you can, the first thing you want to do is get rid of your persona's weaknesses. Later on in the game, you'll start to find personas who can learn abilities like null fire, absorb water, repel ice, stuff like that. Just really strong defensive passive buffs. Keep in mind that you don't have to activate these. Like, it's not a skill or anything like that. All you have to do is equip them to your persona, and they'll be permanently immune to those elements. For example, theoretically, I could take a persona with the ability Absorb Fire and fuse it into a persona like Jack Frost that's weak to fire. This would be incredibly useful because it would make it so that whenever I have Jack Frost equipped, that I had no weaknesses, so the enemy, or if it was a boss or anything like that that's doing a really powerful attack, they would never be able to get 2 attacks off me at once because they would never hit my weakness, because I would have none. Later on in the game, it's extremely brutal when you get comboed, so it's nice to be immune to that and not have to worry about that sort of thing. All in all, there's a ton of great spells out there that you can equip onto your personas, and I would recommend that you probably experiment with all of them and try to find your favorite combos. But with that being said, there are a few spells that I would recommend that you have available to you if you can get your hands on them. The few spells that I can recommend that I can think of off the top of my head would probably be I'm probably going to butcher these names, but Tetraja, Tetraja, which will defend your whole party from instant death attacks, which is situationally OP in certain fights. The 2 other spells that I would recommend is Tetrakarn and Makarakarn. The former giving you a shield that protects from physical attacks, and the latter giving you one from magical attacks. Those 2 only affect one target for 1 turn, but when you know you're about to take a big hit, this is an insanely better option than blocking. But these aren't necessary, they're just some of my favorite abilities for surviving the harder fights. Also, if you have an OP skill setup on a persona and you're about to fuse it off, you can actually take the persona to the compendium and save it in the compendium. This will help you stockpile really good skills a little bit better. So all in all, I hope this video helped you guys out. And honestly guys, these are just some of the mechanics to persona fusion. But with this knowledge, it should help you guys get on the right path to getting prepared to start making the perfect persona per se. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tips that you want to share on how to create the strongest personas you can. Let's try to keep the comments spoiler free, however guys. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more Persona 5 guides and gaming content, don't hesitate to like and subscribe. I'm still a pretty small channel, so every sub and like goes a really long way. With that being said guys, keep enjoying this wonderful game, and for now, peace out.